Welcome back, focused learners. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for today's explainer. Look, if you're gearing up for the Florida Real Estate Sales Associate exam, the FRECI, you already know the stakes are incredibly high. The sheer volume of material you've got to master, it can feel, well, totally overwhelming. And missing just a handful of those tricky questions can literally mean the difference between launching your brand new career right away or having to go back and reschedule your test. Nobody wants that. So today, we're targeting a very specific area that trips up countless candidates, and that's legal descriptions. We're going to completely demystify this topic, relying on the state's very own candidate information booklet and some real exam score reports to build you a foolproof strategy.
Here is our game plan for today's explainer. First, beating the failing score. Second, the 3 types of legal descriptions. Third, the government survey system. Fourth, calculating fractional acreage. And finally, a rapid review quiz.
Okay, let's dive into this, starting with Section 1, Beating the Failing Score.
This right here brilliantly illustrates exactly the reality of what we're trying to avoid. What you're looking at is a genuine Pearson VUE score report from a candidate who, unfortunately, failed the exam. Check out that final score, a 68. As we know, the passing score is a 75. But look a little closer at the domain breakdown under legal descriptions. This candidate only got 2 out of the 5 possible questions correct. They left 3 points just sitting right there. If they had mastered the math and the basic concepts we're covering today, they would have been significantly closer to crossing that passing line.
According to the official candidate information booklet, legal descriptions make up exactly 5% of your exam. That means 5 questions out of the 100 total questions. Now, I know what you're thinking. That 5% slice looks pretty small, right? But do not underestimate it. Mastering these 5 questions is very often the crucial difference between a pass and a fail. You want these 5 points to be the easy, guaranteed points. Moving right along to Section 2, the 3 types of legal descriptions. Okay, so according to the state syllabus, you are going to be tested on 3 specific types. I want you to mentally group these together: meets and bounds, the government survey system, and lot and block. Now you should know that meets and bounds is the oldest method, and it uses things like monuments and compass directions. Lot and block, that's used for platted subdivisions. But our main dragon to slay today, the one that brings those dreaded math questions with it, is the government survey system.
Which brings us to Section 3, the government survey system.
Now, what's really interesting about this concept is how it zooms from a macro level all the way down to a micro level. The government survey system is basically a giant grid placed over the entire state of Florida. And 36 is the absolute number to burn into your brain right now. There are exactly 36 sections in a standard township. When that giant grid divides land into townships, every single one of those townships is broken down into 36 individual squares.
And each one of those 36 sections equals exactly 1 square mile. That's 1 mile by 1 mile. Simple enough, right?
Which brings us to the most important number of the day. Seriously, write this down. 640. 640 is the magic number of acres in a single 1 square mile section. This right here is your golden key to passing the math questions on this exam. If you forget 640, you literally cannot do the math.
Let's slow right down and walk through this together. In Section 4, Calculating Fractional Acreage.
This is a foolproof trick. Okay, follow me here. Step 1. Always start with your base number of 640 acres. Step 2. Look at the fraction string they give you in the exam question. It'll say something like 1/4 of the half of the quarter, and you just need to identify the denominators, just those bottom numbers of the fractions. Step 3. Grab your scratch paper or calculator. Put in 640 and simply hit divide by the first denominator, then hit divide by the next denominator consecutively until you run out of fractions. Whatever number is left staring back at you is your final acreage. It really is that simple. All right, time for Section 5, Rapid Review Quiz. Let's bring the energy up and lock this in. I want you to literally shout the answers at your screen before I reveal them. Ready? First question. According to the Candidate Information Booklet, what percentage of the FRECI exam is dedicated to legal descriptions?
5%. That is exactly 5 questions out of 100. Excellent job if you visualize that little slice of the chart we talked about earlier.
Next question. Think back to that giant macro grid over Florida. How many sections make up a standard township?
36 sections. Remember, this is a total non-negotiable fact for test day. You have to have that locked in.
Okay, here's the big one. What is our magic number?
How many acres are contained in one single section?
$640 acres. Knowing this fact unlocks absolutely all of the fractional acreage math questions you're going to face. Next up, list them out for me. Name the 3 types of legal descriptions found on the exam syllabus.
Meets and bounds, the government survey system, and lot and block. If you got all 3 of those, huge congratulations. You are well past the basics, and you're thinking exactly like the test makers now.
Final question. This is the ultimate test right here. Calculate the acreage of the northwest 1/4 of the southeast 1/4 of a section. Grab a piece of scratch paper right now and use the trick I showed you. Start with your magic number. I'll give you a few seconds.
Okay, let's slowly walk through the reasoning step by step. Step 1, start with 640. Step 2, look at the southeast 1/4. The denominator is 4, so divide 640 by 4, which gives us 160. Step 3, now look at the northwest 1/4. The denominator there is also 4. Take our 160 and divide it by 4. That leaves us with exactly 40 acres. See how simple that dreaded math actually is when you have the right visual steps?
You just completely demystified the legal descriptions portion of the FRECI exam. Think about that. You now know the structure, you know the crucial vocabulary, and you are fully ready to conquer that fractional math on test day. Don't let those 5 points slip away from you. So my final question to you is, what other tricky real estate concepts can you simplify using this exact same structured approach today? Keep studying hard, stay focused, and go past that exam. See you next time.